I was thinking all night. I was thinking about this J. Cole thing all night. And yeah, I know it's not that serious, but maybe to me it is. Um and I have a couple of issues with what he was saying. And I want to go through some of these issues and maybe y'all can understand why I would have issues with it. And maybe y'all can't. But yeah. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content that's absolutely free. So if you want to leave a donation, links on the screen, Cash App, PayPal's in the description. Let me know where you're from. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 11,000, a million by Monday morning. So look, we're gonna check this video out, and I'm gonna give my commentary on what he's saying, and then I'm gonna break down how I feel about it. So, yeah, man, let's get to it. All right, this comes courtesy of Professor Lex, hip hop. I will be linking his page in the description, so you can go watch all his videos. Make sure y'all subscribe over there. We're trying to get him over 10,000 subscribers too. So look, let's get it, man. He has a lot to say, and I think it's pretty interesting. So let's go.
He was just chilling in Port Antonio when he wrote the record. Who knows? But let's get into it. This is going to be slightly a lyrics explained, but we're just going to discuss the themes more than I am going to go through like bars and lyrics and entendres and things like that. We're going to discuss what he's discussing and what he's addressing in the second verse. Now, the first verse is pretty basic. He's doing that setup like he always does, giving his background, letting you know his perspective and how his perspective was shaped due to the way he came up. He's masterful at that, always. But let's get into the second verse to start. Benjamin Button, cold flows reverse time. To find deliveries good as mine, you gotta search primes. I'm scaling heights higher than birds can perch. I'm trying to be something, hoping that peace comes to my cursed mind. Now again, bars, always with J. Cole. One thing's for sure, I've matured from my first rhyme. I learned long ago you can't please them all and it hurts trying. So again, he's basically just...
Okay, so I understand exactly what J. Cole is saying in that bar. You know what I'm saying? More in the lines of, there's certain things that you do, that we do, and no matter what we do, we could never satisfy people. And it's so crazy because it hurts trying, because I try my best to actually do as much as I can to satisfy everybody, and it's still not good enough. So I understand exactly what he means by that in that bar. I understand exactly what he means.
Saying what he said when he went on stage and bowed out of the battle with Kendrick. Again, it was to be respected. I know a lot of us had a lot of bad reactions to it. Not me as much, but I understood it, even though a lot of people didn't. Now, down a couple lines when he says, absurd times where the fake get toted as wise. I can see hate in both your eyes, but the third is blind. Now here, I'm gonna have a problem with this line as we go through the song. Let me continue, then I'll explain. I hate what raps become, but like do not disturb signs. I can't knock it if I see it's about the dough. That's a cold line right there. They instigate the effery because it's profitable, but singing stop the violence when dudes is in hospitals. I have a problem with this narrative, and I'm gonna address it now. Here's the thing. There's a whole battle rap culture, right? And there's probably a couple thousand battles a year, at least 1,000, right? Every year. And they say some of the most disrespectful about killing everybody and doing this and doing that to the person. And after the battle, they dap up most of the time. There's fights every now and again. Out of the 50,000 battle raps that have happened, there's probably been 50 fights total. Here's the issue. Egos get involved when it's in mainstream hip hop, right? Because there's more people exposed to it. And if you lose the battle, as we have seen from the Kendrick and Drake battle, some people cannot take losing the battle that they ask for and engage in. And
no, that's 100% facts. Now, I used to be a battle rapper, and I understand exactly what he's saying here, because it's very important to understand This is where J. Cole seems like he's a hypocrite to me.
This idea that it's the fans or it's the culture that causes or eggs on the violence all the time is you guys know that's not the truth. And the artists need to quit doing that all the time. You all are grown men, right? Now, a lot of times the rap battle did not start as a rap battle. You all have personal issues with each other about money, about girls, about whatever else, and you bring it into the music and then it becomes violent, but then you blame the fan base for the violence. That makes zero sense. And
that's exactly what they do. A lot of artists, they blame the fans. They 100% blame the fans for a lot of the things that they actually were involved in. For example, like you might get somebody like, I don't know, I'm not going to say no names, but you get two artists who really don't like each other. And what they'll do is they'll make songs about each other and they'll talk about, I'm going to do this to you, I'm going to do that to you. And the fans follow that. They follow that and they follow your lead and you saying what you're going to do to somebody. And then next thing you know, something happens to that person. And it didn't even happen by you. It actually happened by somebody else that had nothing to do with it. Because a lot of artists do egg on the fans to actually be violent. And they don't be responsible enough to come out and say, nah, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not promoting that. And that's not cool. And hip hop's been like that for a long time. A lot of people just let things just linger and go on, and nobody says nothing about it. And it's just crazy to me how that whole narrative just comes around, and nobody actually tries to change it.
that narrative needs to stop. Okay, do we have to go back to nursery rhymes? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Do we have to go back to that? I mean, come on. Now, do people go too far in battles? Yes. I feel like Pusha T went too far when he was battling Drake and he mentioning 40's illness. That was way too much because he's not a rapper, right?
See, that's where I disagree. Maybe because I'm a battle rapper. I think once you engage in a war, you can't sanction how it should be. I think rap has become this thing where people are so sensitive about certain things when they shouldn't be. If you want to keep it friendly and y'all both agree to keeping it friendly, then I can understand. But if you are talking about things, and even people say, well, why would he bring this person into it? They had nothing to do with it. That's not fair. That's not right. I mean, I understand. But at the same time, you got to understand, like, all's fair in love and war. If you with somebody, they going to get hit up too. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You can't separate yourself from it if you chilling with the dude. And that was one of my major problems with J. Cole. J. Cole, to me, seems like a hypocrite right now. It's like, wait a minute, dog. You was one of the people who actually set off. You actually was the first person to drop a diss track on Kendrick. You was the first person. I believe J. Cole was the first person to ever drop a diss track on Kendrick that we knew about. You know what I'm saying? That was more on the lines of between them. You was the first person. And for some reason, it just seems to me like now you're trying to act as if like, well, I really didn't battle him. See, I apologize and I stepped back. Nah, dog. You started it first. You set it off. And I believe Drake kind of used you in a way. But let's keep it going. My bad.
That was unnecessary. And the same thing with Drake, always bringing people's girlfriends and wives into the situation when that should be out of bounds as well. It just shouldn't, you don't have to do that, right? However, none of that should ever lead to any kind of violence. It shouldn't even be alluded to that you have to get violent over that. He's just talking. It's rap. You all are rappers. This is what you do for a living, is talk nonsense, talk junk to each other, brag. But J. Cole, we're not going to keep doing this blaming the fan bases because you all decide to start pulling pistols and things like that and getting violent. And sometimes it's idiotic fans who do the same thing. I understand that part. But here's the thing. If the rappers keep their egos in check and keep it rap, then I think their fan bases will follow suit more often than not. But
and that's exactly what I just said. It's really up to the artist, because if the artist comes out and says, nah, we're not doing that, Nah, we not doing that. This battle ends right now. All the violence, nah. We was doing this as a friendly John. But if you guys are gonna start acting stupid, I'm not doing this no more. I'm quitting it right now. I don't care if you say I lost, I don't care. But see, rappers do have these egos where they would never admit none of that. Because they look at it like $1 loss to them is like losing $1 million. And it's like, why not just, try to promote stopping the violence? But I understand why. I do understand why. Because most of these rappers, not all of them, but a good percentage of rappers today, they are from the streets and they don't care. And they're going to do whatever they want to do. They were never raised the correct way. They don't know how to handle business affairs. All they know is about money, how to get it. That's it. And if they're getting it a certain way, that's all they care about. They don't care if they have to take off your head to do it. They don't care.
Question is, will those record executives follow suit? Will your managers and handlers follow suit? Because those are the people a lot of times that promote the violence in the culture in the first place. Just the violent tone of the music in the first place. They push the violent records, and somehow MCs and artists don't mention that a lot. Somehow we can't see that, but we can blame it on the fan bases. Come on. But anyway, that's one issue I had with the narrative he kind of painted in this record. But let's continue. I do like the next few lines where he says, they wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. That was tight. That was cold. I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost a bro. I would have gained a foe. All for what? Just to attain some more. Props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for. Okay, so again, I like that he's explaining himself, right? I also like that he's calling out the media, right? Okay, I'll take it. I'm included in that, right? I covered the beef, right? I covered the battle. Now, I don't think I egged it on in any kind of way, like, oh, you should do it. No, I covered the battle.
But again, this is why I have a huge problem with that line. Although it's fire, I have a huge problem with it because he acting as if he didn't participate. He did participate. And he's acting as if like people don't want to see this showdown between him and Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? And they say, oh, they out for blood. People were out for blood. No, you and Kendrick probably would have been a better battle than him and Drake. But the reason why they went for Drake is because Drake is the top and they wanted Drake to be out of here. But a lyrical sparring, it probably would have been better between y'all two. You know what I'm saying? It would have been better between y'all two. But the way he's framing this is kind of like he's saying like, well, y'all just wanted to see blood and y'all wanted to see us fight. And I didn't want to do all that, but you was the one who started the battle, bro. You did 7-minute drill. That was the first track out the gate. That was it.
This is a part of rapping and MCing. This has been a part of it since the beginning. But here's the thing. The generations have gotten sensitive and they can't just battle and move on. That is not my issue. That's an artist issue. That goes down to the individual man who says they're the best and they want to engage in battles. Then when they get in a battle and they lose, they want to take it somewhere else. All right? Now, but those who came at J. Cole for exiting the battle, hey man, it's his personal decision. I said that when he did it. I didn't really make a video about it or address it because it's his personal decision. But in this verse, even in this verse, J. Cole, this is a masterclass in passive aggressiveness, sir. Because you're still bragging about being the best while also making an excuse for not wanting to prove it in a battle, right? And you know that that's hip hop, all right? You can make Fresh Prince type raps. You can make Kid and Play type raps. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac, what he used to call happy raps, right? In the Bernie Mac.
I understand what he's saying about the passive aggressiveness. I also think that Drake Cole's being a manipulator here too. because I think what J. Cole is trying to do is he's trying to put himself in a position where he can get away with what he did. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I dissed Kendrick, but that really didn't matter because I took it off. I didn't mean that. And it's like, okay, but people heard you do it and they heard it. You know what I'm saying? So even though you took it down, people still heard it. It still happened. You know what I'm saying? So even though it still happened, a lot of people, I feel like this is kind of passive aggressive. And this is kind of a being a manipulator in a way.
So you can rap like that and it not be a problem, right? You choose to put yourself on it, and you were the first one to record a diss track. Now again, he's explained it away, but I don't like this kind of backpedaling a little bit. Like I said, it's passive aggressive. It's a masterclass in passive aggressiveness. J. Cole, I like it, but then again, this part, somebody has to call it out. Because before J. Cole released 7 Minute Drill, and this was before I was even making videos like this, nobody said that you all had to respond. Everybody was saying they don't have to respond to, Kendrick doesn't have to respond to them. They don't have to respond to like that. Everybody felt that, those were light jabs, as you all have been doing for years, and a response wasn't warranted. In a way, you did kick this off. So, but you have a right to feel how you want to feel and say what you want to say. He has a right to that. J. Cole stands, who blew past the trigger warning. I'm not trying to come at him, but I am going to keep it real for the overall culture, right? Because battling is a part of the overall culture. It can be friendly battles to push the excellence of rhyming and the art form forward without it turning in.
And he's right about that. He's absolutely right about that. Battle can be, presented in an art form where it don't have to go past the lines of, or go to the lines of violence. I think people got to understand this is all entertainment. But some of y'all getting y'all feelings and y'all think this is real because y'all be like, this is real life. Now, there are some rappers who do, it is real life for them. No lie. But I don't think that we should be highlighting those type of rappers anymore. I think that those days should be over with. Those days of these rappers who actually will do something or really try to delete people, yeah, we shouldn't be highlighting them. We shouldn't be. Let's keep it going.
To foolishness and bloodbaths and nonsense and saying people want blood. No, people want good records. Okay, but he continues, if that means I gotta dig up dirt and pay the whole team of algorithm bots, ninjas, just to sway the whole thing on social media, competing for favorable means to be considered best alive, and the rest, the weight of both things. I understand the thirst of being first that made them both swing, protecting legacies, so lines got crossed, perhaps regrettably. My friends went to war and I walked away with all their blood on me. Again, see, this is where J. Cole, you released the first real diss track towards Kendrick Lamar in 7 Minute Drill. Now again.
Yes, this line right here is the one that I have the biggest issue with. Because you're not really dissing Kendrick, but you are, I don't even know how to even explain how you put this. Like, you are kind of like you are straddling the fence, kind of dissing Kendrick, but you're really not. You know what I'm saying? Because you basically saying like, if you read the first couple of lines, you saying like I could have did this, but you insinuating that someone else did it. Now, which one did it? You would have to say it's Kendrick in a way, because the way you framed it, you talk about all the things here. Let me see if I can see it. See it? No, I can't even see it, man. Anyway, you guys can see that. So the way you frame the first part of that, it seems like you're actually taking a shot at Kendrick in a way. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it. And in the second half, you kind of like seem like you defending Drake about it. Because you're saying, okay, I understand the fact that both of these guys want to be first. You know what I'm saying? See, my friends go to war and I left with their blood on me. And it's like, you kind of like, I don't even, this is a very, very well written part right here, because you can't really tell if he's actually dissing Kendrick or actually dissing Drake, but it kind of feel like it. And I hate to go off my feelings when it comes to certain things, but it kind of feel like the way he put this to me, I'm like, it's a big question mark over this one. Big question mark.
I might delete this later, all that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He changed his mind. But this kind of, it's passive aggressive. I like it, I don't love it. Because here, one thing's for sure, Drake and Kendrick needed to get this out of the way. They've been at this for 10, 11 years, going subbing back and forth. And neither one of them really wanted to let it go. I'm gonna blame both of them. Even I know Kendrick fans will say, well, Drake was picking at him. No, Kendrick was indulging, and they do want to be the best and seen as the best, and that's fine. Again, getting sensitive and talking violence and all, that's where it gets too far. And the people who hype it up, people clown the media all the time. And listen, I'm not media. I know people, you're media too. No, I'm not. I'm a person who actually makes music, who likes to comment on hip hop, right? Because I felt that people weren't understanding and appreciating the culture like they should, right? I'm a fan of it. Okay, I'm not media. I'm not taking any notes from any artists or any record companies or any labels to push a narrative. And that's what media does. All right. I'm actually a fan just talking about it, as I think most people on YouTube are, giving their opinion on an art form that they love. But let's continue. Now, I love this part when he gets into this part right here. My dog texted me. I'll share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean it ain't deadly. I guess that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. I texted back like, guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be, my ninja. They stripped me on my spot and now I'm finally free, my ninja. They say I'm picking sides. Hey, don't lie on me, my ninja. They start another war, hey Drake, you'll always be my ninja. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my ninja. Now, see, I love that part because there's nothing wrong, even if he had an issue with Drake. There's nothing wrong with them burying the hatchet and saying, look, it's still all good.
But see, all right, I'm gonna explain. See, yesterday when I did this breakdown or whatever, I was kind of like hyped. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we're on this high. We like, yo, this is fire. This is fire, and we worrying about that part. But truth be told, the more I listen to it, the more I realize he only did this song. He only did this song to actually please Drake because of what Drake said the other night. This is the reason why J. Cole did this. Because he wanted to let Drake know that he has no issue with him. He probably was trying to contact Drake. Drake probably wasn't answering the phone. Whatever, I don't know. Or maybe he felt as though, let me just do it in song form and he'll listen to it. Because if you find out that Drake, come to find out, Drake liked the song. When he put it up on Instagram, Drake ended up putting a heart emoji or whatever, right? Likes the song. But my thing is, in this line here, you can tell that he's replying to what Drake said on the stage. All my friends, the funny thing about nostalgia, you understand, like your friends, you find out who your real friends are, blah, 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 blah. This is why he's saying all this right now. This is why he's saying this. Now, I'm not going to say I have a huge problem with this because obviously I don't really like violence, you know what I'm saying, between two people who are actually were supposed to be friends. But this is the reason why I think he's doing that is because of that.
Right? We can throw shots at each other because we upset at the time, but at the end of the day, we can still apologize or forgive or just let it fly, right? Had a disagreement, doesn't matter. We can move on because they're in the same industry no matter what. All of these artists are going to be attached to each other. This is a small group of people, okay, especially at the level that these guys are at. And that's awesome. Okay, and everybody needs to take this approach. Y'all gotta be grown. Y'all wanna be bigged up and all this. You gotta be grown and take it on the chin sometimes. You know, public scrutiny does hurt people's egos and hurts people's careers, and that's tough. But this is part of the job, right? It's part of the career you're a part of. And whether it's apologies, and sometimes people just don't like each other, so there's not gonna be an apology. But as long as they can agree to just move on and kind of leave each other alone, that, again, maturity. Everybody here is well into adulthood. All right, these are not young people we talking about. So I love that J. Cole did that in this record. And shout out to Drake. People think I don't like Drake. I like Drake a lot. But at the same time, some things were revealed in the battle that made me look at him a certain kind of way that I didn't know about him, because I don't like follow the celebrities' lives and things like that. I just listen to their music. And then J. Cole gives some great advice to Drake as far as his music is concerned when he says, tapping back into your magic pen is what's imperative. Remind these folks why we do it. It's not for beefing. It's for speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charts, reaching your minds, deep in your heart, screaming to find emotions, to touch something inside, to open you up.
Now, see, again, I'm giving you a pep talk because you said what you said, and I felt your feelings, your feelings hit me. So let me throw this out here at you to let you know that I'm still here. I'm not, just because I did songs with people, I'm not going to let people say that we beefing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let people say beefing. But for me, the only reason why he did that is because he wanted to let Drake know that they're not beefing. Because obviously Drake probably felt like since he did the song with Daylight and since he was on the Metro album, Drake probably felt like, yeah, this guy he really turned on me. You know what I'm saying? And I really felt like he was my friend out of everybody because me and him was in there doing stuff together. But see, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and watch the rest on his page. It's not even that much left, but make sure y'all go follow him. I got some more to say. See, here's the problem that I have with this whole J. Cole and Drake thing. One of the problems I have is, are they really friends? Because now that I think about it, there's certain things that's coming back to me. When Drake dropped that 100 gigs, John, didn't he expose something about J. Cole or something like that? We forget about that. And then he didn't really diss Drake in push-ups or whatever, but he definitely did say that he's not worried about. He said, I don't give a fuck what Cole say, that shit was weak as fuck, even though I know people that's saying it. Well, he really wasn't dissing Cole. But my thing is, like, these two dudes, I guess I could say they're friends. I guess they're friends. But I think Drake was more hurt because he probably seen that he did a song with Daylight. And he probably felt as though that when he was saying certain things, you could take it as if because when you're rapping about being the best, you got to understand there's 3 people in the room. 3 people in that room. And the 3 people in the room is who? Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. If you're rapping with a person who I would consider an op, but you're still saying you're the best, people got to understand, man. Like, I can understand why Drake would feel like he's coming at him. Now, see, Kendrick's a little bit different because Kendrick believes he's the best. Kendrick feels as though, and I feel like this too, but Kendrick feels as though he's not that guy in the room with them. Kendrick feel like he's in his own room and they're in their own room. You know what I'm saying? So when he say the big 3, it's just big me, he means that. That's why he hasn't said nothing. Kendrick said 0, nothing. He did a song, put it out, that's about it. But he hasn't said nothing. Not one word. Nothing. Since after Like That. I mean, after Not Like Us. So I do have a huge problem with J. Cole basically saying certain things about how how they they both was fighting and he walked away with their blood on him. They see his two friends fighting, but ultimately, bro, you was the one that started. You jump started the fight because you swung on Kendrick first, and then when Kendrick ain't, I guess when you seen that you swung and missed. I put it to you like that, and then you said, "My bad, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I ain't even mean to swing on you like that, bro. I was just in my feelings, bro." And Kendrick was like, "All right, cool. I know you was in your feelings, but step out the way. I'm about to fuck your man up." I think that's how it happened. If you pointing out in the fighting terms. But I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about this joint. And I'm going to listen to it a couple more times. I'm not going to do no more breakdowns of it, but I really don't know how to feel about it. But either way, it's still a good song. I'm not going to take that away from it. You know what I mean? But it's very tricky. You know what I'm saying? This is a very tricky joint. You don't really know if he's really, because he named Drake by name. He didn't name Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? He named Drake though. So that must means that he wanted Drake to know that when you say that you lost your friends, like, nah, bro, I'm still your friend. I'm just letting you know. And I see a lot of people doing that with Drake. A lot of people, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe they feel bad for him or something. I have no idea. But that's what it is. It's a couple of people who pretend like they're not his friend, but then they post something to let him know that they're still there or something like that. I guess. I don't know. But either way, great track. And yeah. This is the After Hours show, so you know what it is. All right, man. See y'all. This is the After Hours show, so you know what it is. All right, man. Y'all make sure that y'all go check out all my other videos too, man. I appreciate y'all staying with me. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, I want to let everybody know who's new here. I drop videos 3 times a day, sometimes 4, but 3 times a day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes, like last weekend, I dropped the, both days, Saturday and Sunday, I drop videos. But most of the time, I just do Monday through Friday, 8, 12, and 6. 8 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon, 6 in the evening. So, you know what I'm saying? And I also do an after-hour show. So sometimes I just sprinkle shows here and there. So, but yeah, man, if I got some time, I always drop some new content for everybody. But either way, man, thank y'all for all your donations. Thank y'all for everything, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Y'all don't understand how much I really appreciate y'all, man. Even in the comments. Also, too, shout out to the dude who told me that a bear isn't a dog. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure I shouted him out because a bear is not a dog. A bear is a dog-like. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a dog. So, and I know people say, how do you not know that? You think you smart on everything. How you don't know that? How you don't know that? I know that. I know that's what people are saying right now in the comments. But yeah, you learn. We learn. For years, I thought a bear was in the dog family, but I guess not. And I learned something. So see, that's why you got people in the comments, man. All right, man. Y'all have yourself a good evening. See y'all. Peace. Bye.